self-made billionaire are generally knowledgeable people. They have explored different avenues in terms of how they approach business, investments, savings, management, and life. While not all advice is a perfect fit, these business-savvy men and women have found the perfect approaches for them, thanks to a few good books. Make sure to stick to the end to know why this billionaire recommends middle-class and poor people to read. Portfolio for the Poor by Daryl Collins. 6. Jeff Bezos, net worth $213 billion. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos says he learns more from fiction novels than he does from non-fiction books. The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro is among those he considers most influential. He claims that his favorite book, The Remains of the Day, you can't help but think that you have just spent 10 hours living an alternative life, and learned something about life and regret. This book teaches the pain of regret so well you will think you lived it. When it comes to business, Built to Last by Jim Collins and Rework by Jason Fried are his favorite books. In the books Uncorrupted by Conventional Wisdom, the authors start fresh and rewrite the rules of business. Their approach turns out to be as successful as it is counterintuitive, and propels them to millions of dollars. Lastly, he loves Lean Thinking by James P. Womack. The book calls for a focus on those activities that create value for the customer and the systematic eradication of everything else. 5. Elon Musk, net worth $160.2 billion. There are many books that co-founder, CEO, and product architect of Tesla, among other companies, cites as his favorites. But The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams hits a particularly point home. He came across this book while reading various books when trying to figure out the meaning of his life. So then he read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is quite positive, and it highlighted an important point, which is, a lot of times the question is harder than the answer. And if you can properly phrase the question, then the answer is the easy part. On business, he claims, 0 to 1. Notes on Startups, or How to Build the Future by Peter Thiel. On this book, Musk says that Peter Thiel has built multiple million-dollar companies, and his book taught him how to run Tesla into a successful company as the book showed him how. 4. Sarah Blakely, net worth $1.2 billion. Spanx founder Sarah Blakely has created an empire out of the brand's shapewear, and she attributes at least some of that success to a certain audiobook she began listening to when she was a teenager named How to Be a No-Limit Person by Wayne Dyer. She says her dad introduced it to her randomly, and it felt incredible at the time, because she felt like it had taught so much about what to think but not how to think. This propelled her to visualize what she wanted and manifest it, and not caring what other people thought or fearing failure. 3. Mark Cuban. This Shark Tank star, Dallas Mavericks owner, and self-made millionaire knew he didn't want to live the life of a poor college student forever. The book that changed his life and helped him make profitable financial decisions is Cashing In on the American Dream and Retire by 35 by Paul Terhost. The whole premise of the book is that if you could save $1 million and live like a student, you could retire. But you need to have the discipline of saving and spending your money once you got there. He believed heavily in that book and claims it was his biggest motivator. I hope it will be yours too. The other book he loved most, to a point of naming his yacht in 2006 after it was The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. He has read this book cover to cover 3 times. He says it encouraged him to think as an individual and take risks to reach his goals and be responsible for his successes and failures. 2. Warren Buffett, net worth $96 billion. Billionaire Warren Buffett claims that The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham changed his life. He happened to pick up that book at a bookstore in Lincoln, Nebraska. Being 19 at the time, he was intrigued by Graham's philosophy on value investing. This method of buying stocks when they're undervalued and holding on to them for a long period of time became one of Buffett's trademark money-making techniques. Before reading that book, he rejoiced when the market rose. Then he read Chapter 8 of The Intelligent Investor. The chapter, which deals with how investors should view fluctuations in stock prices, immediately opened his eyes, and low prices became his best friend. Picking up that book was one of the luckiest moments in his life, he claims to date. His second best book, which he co-authored, is A Few Lessons for Investors and Managers. This is 81 pages book, is a must-read for managers and investors, looking to gain timeless wisdom from Buffett. In his own words, Buffett explains how to think about important topics such as business valuation, traits of good and bad businesses, acquisitions and their traps, how to reduce risk, corporate governance and the importance of trust. 1. Mark Zuckerberg, net worth $107 billion. Being one of the most disliked billionaires on our list. You cannot deny the young man's fortune, of him having become a billionaire, by his late 20s. The Billionaire, recommend middle class and poor people to read. Portfolio for the Poor by Daryl Collins. In the book, researchers, Daryl Collins, Jonathan, Stuart Rutherford, and Ruthven spent 10 years studying the financial lives of the lowest classes in Bangladesh, India, and South Africa. A fundamental finding that they include in the book is, extreme poverty flourishes in areas not where people live dollar to dollar, or where poor purchasing decisions are widespread, but instead arises where they lack access to financial institutions to store their money. He recommends this book in various interviews, in the hope that it provides some insight into ways we can all work to support the lower classes into building their own wealth. Another book he recommends is Creativity, Inc. by Ed Catmull. This book is the story of Pixar, written by one of the computer animation giant's founders. Catmull gives his narrative with valuable wisdom on management and entrepreneurialism. He argues that any company should consciously avoid hampering their employees' natural creativity. Mark loves reading first-hand accounts about how people build great companies, as this enabled his get mentorship from the authors despite them being miles away or dead. Thanks for sticking to the end, and make sure to subscribe. 'Cause we are all one.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody
gets left behind.
Check out playlist section for more videos on investing, making money, real estate, and pinned comment for our free Forex and stocks analysis. Track record also pinned. Have a blessed day ahead.
God is good. We made it. They never said it was easy to win.
You smart. You very smart. We the best. You a genius. I appreciate you. You loyal. I changed a lot. You can too. Win, win, win no matter what. Them doors that was closed, I ripped the doors off and took the hinges off. And when I took the hinges off, I put the hinges in the boy's hands. Yeah, in the boy hands. You know, I took the whole door off and the hinges and I put it in the boy's hands. You could put the hinges on the hands too.